On a sunny day in Warrandyte, Australia, two best mates had a plan to do something small that would hopefully have an impact on the lives of others less fortunate. Being chefs and motorcycle nuts, Gordon and I started collecting motorcycle jackets to help keep the homeless warm in winter and treat them with a special wintertime dinner in the beautiful state of Tasmania.
Mate, this is going to be incredible.
So how many jackets we have?
We've got about 30 already.
That's amazing. I can't believe how generous people are.
You know what, even people are bringing their jackets into the restaurant.
Really?
Yeah. Have you put your jacket in?
Yeah, I've put a couple of jackets in, plus the one my dad gave me.
Oh, sweet. Mate, if we're going to do this, do you reckon we should take our own bikes or maybe an upgrade?
Oh, an upgrade would be nice. You've got a plan?
Peter Stevens Motorcycles had generously offered to help out, collecting even more bike jackets from customers inside their store. This will definitely help keep more people warm on the streets.
Hey guys, congratulations and good luck with the trip. On behalf of Peter Stevens, we've got a little something for you that you might need.
Fantastic.
So these have been our compliments.
Unreal.
Enjoy.
This is sick.
Enjoy and stay safe.
Cheers.
No worries.
Sweet.
That's unreal.
Mate, I love the helmet that they gave us. Love it.
You're an idiot.
What?
After lending a chef's hand to the sausage sizzle, it was time to get back to business. Gordon and I couldn't believe how many jackets had been donated to the Peter Stevens store from caring and generous bikers. Together with the jackets we'd collected, we were lucky to fit them in the car. We donned the new helmets, which Gordon was most happy about, and then it was time to hit the road. Oh, and by the way, we did end up with that bike upgrade. The next morning, it really hit us that after months of planning, we were actually on our way. Riding onto the Spirit of Tasmania, we felt an overwhelming emotion that delivering the jackets was just around the corner, or should I say, a small sail over the ocean. Travelling on the Spirit is such a great way to get to Tasmania. Not only can you take your vehicle safely across, you also have lots of room to move. After sailing away from Port Melbourne Dock and powering straight out through the heads, I felt very much at peace on this very spacious ship. If only I could find Gordon. This ship is massive. I must have walked a kilometre through bars and shops, up and down stairs, and of course, knowing Gordon, he'd turned his phone off. As far as I looked, I just couldn't find him. Honestly, he could be anywhere.
Mate, where have you been? I've got something for your helmet.
I went and grabbed a movie and some popcorn.
Yep, that's Gordon. Well, the communications were sorted. The folks at Uclear sent us out these helmet headsets to listen to music, take calls, and of course, talk to each other. I just hope Gordy doesn't talk too much. It was time to have some fun. The Spirit is awesome. And of course, we couldn't resist a little competitive motorbike game. Yep, and I won. This is a great place to kick back and relax and spend some time with your mates. After a quick nip, it was time to hit the sack and rest until morning. Launceston, on the north coast of Tasmania. What a wonderful part of the world. So clean and pure. And the people here have hearts of gold. A great place to stay. What a perfect day for a ride, and time to put these Thunderbirds to the test. Heading up through the hills towards St Helens and with your best mate beside. It couldn't get much better. There's something special about riding with someone you trust. A unique bond is formed when you take care of each other on the road. I wouldn't do this road with anyone else.
Hey, Dunk, there's a place up here I want to show you.
Why, what is it, mate?
A lavender farm.
A lavender farm. A big burly Scotsman at a lavender farm. This should be good.
Mate, open your mind, you might just enjoy it.
You know what, mate? You're right. This place is fantastic.
Yeah, I thought you might like it.
Over 90 years in the making, Bridestow Lavender Estate has over 265 acres of lavender fields, restaurant and visitor centre. A beautiful place to visit, whether the flowers are blooming or not.
Hey, Dunk, I got you a wee prezi. Do you think you could do something with it?
Yeah, mate. Let me have a think. I'm sure I'll come up with something. The lavender farm was just the beginning point of our food journey. Now the creative juices are just beginning to flow. Just got to work out what to do with that lavender. Back on the road again and into the town of Scottsdale.
Hey, Dunk, have you had any thoughts of what to do with the lavender yet?
We've had a couple of ideas. I know there's a place around the corner that does everything here with rhubarb though.
Rhubarb in Tassie.
Yeah, they do everything in Tassie.
All right, let's have a look.
Rhubarb B&B literally is the house of rhubarb. The poached rhubarb is one of my favourite products that I use all the time in the restaurant back home. They make rhubarb jelly, rhubarb cordial and of course, rhubarb jam. When you come to Scottsdale, make sure you come and visit. Into my personalised carry-on pantry and off to show Gordy a very cool spot on the East Coast.
Hey, Dunk, where are we heading?
I'm going to take you over to the East Coast, mate.
Cool, what's there?
I'll show you when we get there, but don't worry, you'll love it.
Nice twisty roads, I hope.
Heaps.
Then I'm loving it already. Hey, Dunk, should we pull in just here?
Yeah, this should be right.
On the east coast of Tasmania, just a short 15-minute drive north from St Helens, is the Bay of Fires, a stretch of coast that runs for over 20 kilometres. However, it was not given this name due to the fiery red lichen that covers the granite boulders. It was named by Captain Furneaux in 1773 when he saw the many fires burning along the coast which belonged to the local indigenous people who inhabited this beautiful part of Australia. Another day down as Gordon and I continue our road trip towards Hobart to deliver a bunch of second-hand motorcycle jackets for the Mission Australia Centre to hand out to those in need of warmth during the winter months. Along the way, we took a quick stop off in Bicheno on the west coast.
Mate, how good is this place?
Imagine living here. It's so beautiful, peaceful and stunning.
You know the past mayor of this place? He was in Mad Max. He's the guy that designed all those motorbikes.
Is that French guy who's the motorbike fanatic? I've always wanted to meet him.
Well, they call him Le Frog. Let's go.
The Bicheno Motorcycle Museum is a brilliant place for any motorcycle enthusiast. It has over 60 bikes dating back to the 1920s. It's basically a room full of gleaming chrome and rubber. In a nutshell, any biker's dream.
And Bertrand, I believe that there's something very special about this bike.
It certainly is. It certainly is. I mean, this is a bike that I own for a number of years. I don't ride it anymore. I'm getting too old and it's very powerful. And a young gentleman who took the fancy of loving my daughter, who is fit and young, has been graceful enough to impregnate her with a baby. And so I thought it would be a very good way to thank him and to give me my first and only grandson. Now, I would like to, as I am really supporting what you're doing, to show that motorcyclists do care about other people, either with depression or homeless. So this jacket, which is a really very good leather jacket, I would like to to give it to you.
Really?
So yeah, absolutely. So
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, no, de rien, de rien. So you're most welcome.
Good on you, Bertrand. Thanks so much. That's awesome.
Cheers.
No worries, mate.
One more for the road.
Yep.
Au revoir.
Mate, how good was that? I can't believe he handed over his own jacket. Actually, it's getting a bit windy now. Do you reckon it's going to rain?
I don't know, mate. It is Tasmania. They're known for having 4 seasons in one day.
I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for a while, mate.
Heavy stuff? Mate, I'm already underwater.
Yeah, well, at least you got a windscreen.
A windscreen? Why, that helps.
Seriously? And now the sun comes out?
Yeah, I'm glad I got this jacket on though. Can't wait till we get to Hobart and hand them out.
That's what it's all about, mate. Hey, Dunk, you hungry?
Yeah, I am getting peckish. There's a place down in Eaglehawk Neck that won the award for the best fish and chips in Tassie. You want to go check it out?
Well, that's where we're going. Dunk, I can smell them already. Hot, fried and crispy. Bring them on.
Mate, I'm starving.
Delicious fish and chips are seriously good fish and chips. Open each year from September through to March in the Blowhole car park at Eaglehawk Neck. Make sure you say hi to Bev and Phil. They are salt of the earth, friendly Tassie people with a big heart for taking care of their customers. After going through a couple of fishermen's baskets and half a kilo of chips, Gordon and I thought it would be wise to go burn off some energy. Maybe a nice walk in one of Tassie's beautiful state forests. And after a few hours' ride, what a beautiful state forest we found. The Mountfield National Park is home to many stunning natural attractions, including Horseshoe Falls and, of course, Russell Falls. Russell Falls is honestly breathtaking. The water cascades down through tiers of limestone benches, and every drop is echoed through the Jurassic forest canopy. Gordy, there's a lot of waterfalls in the world, but I reckon this is the best one.
I'd have to agree with you there. How's the sound? That's insane.
I have to take my hat off to Tasmania's Park and Wildlife Department. They do such an amazing job preserving what gifts Mother Nature has provided for them. As the sun sets on another day in Tasmania, we get another day closer to our appointment with Mission Australia to deliver the jackets and to cook our dinner. We really can't wait for that time to come. A quick night's rest and we'll pick up some more stunning ingredients in the morning.
Mate, that was a really big day. Dunk, I gotta tell you, those Tasmanian roads are world class. Some of the best I've ever ridden on. And by the way, mate, I'm loving my helmet. I'm gonna get some sleep. Oh God, I'm gonna put my helmet on.
The day is finally here. An early ride back into Hobart, a quick coffee at Constitution Dock, and back on the bike to pick up some more of our ingredients.
Hey, Dunk, that's that famous Cascade Brewery. Any chance we can stop in for a wee taster?
Not today, mate. We're on a mission.
Fair enough, mate. What's the first stop?
Oh, there's a butcher up here. He rang me the other day and he said he's got some meat for tonight's dinner.
Oh, sweet.
Being chefs, Gordon and I have got a great appreciation for the quality of beef that is produced in Tasmania. West Hobart Meats are well known for preparing some of the best meats for sale in Tassie. We've decided to pick up some tenderloin for tonight's dinner, and we just can't be more grateful to the guys here for donating the meat for tonight. It makes you feel good about the community spirit we have in Australia. Everyone is so willing to help out. With the meat packed safely away, it was time to pop around the corner for another one of Tasmania's specialty products. Mako Fresh Fish are the leaders in fresh, sustainably caught seafoods, and one of the most delicious of all Tasmanian seafoods are the sweet Southern Ocean scallops. Anne-Marie is a local legend when it comes to understanding the need for sustainable fishing. Pop down and have a chat about what's best to buy. And by the way, the scallops were also donated for the dinner. I was starting to feel all warm inside. Everything just seems to be coming together nicely. There's no way that two old boys like me and Gordon could ever have pulled this thing off without the generous support of the wonderful Tasmanian community.
All right, Gordy, we've just got one more stop to make.
Cool.
Hey Rod, how are you?
How's things, guys?
Good.
Welcome. Look what Shannon's been able to collect for you guys. We're so proud to be associated with such a great cause. So here's a number of jackets. Take them away and give them to Mission Australia.
Fantastic, Rod. Thanks heaps, mate. We're really impressed with what Shannon's are doing, mate. It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
It's
Thanks
awesome.
very much.
With a bunch of new jackets from Shannon's added to the pile, it was finally time to head down to Mission Australia's Chigwell House and have the pleasure of finding these jackets a brand new home.
Hi, how are you? Hi, good, how are you? Nice to meet you, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
We can't believe that this time has finally come. It almost seems like a dream. From what was once just a simple wish to do something small to help, we are now actually here, delivering the jackets. We were inspired by the Australian Motorcycle News and Mission Australia's Winter Jacket Drive project. Earlier, I caught up with Daniel Strickland to tell me a little bit more about what they're doing with the jacket drive on a national level. Dan, tell us about the key services that Mission Australia provide for the homeless.
Yeah, so Mission Australia is one of Australia's largest not-for-profit community service organisations, and a big part of our business is getting people out of homelessness. So across our area we have a number of homeless services that we assist people get back on track. So it might be we provide them with material assistance, financial assistance, budgeting, cooking skills, and also it's through the material aid that we get. And a great example of that is through the Australian Motorcycle News Winter Jacket Drive, where we receive the motorcycle jackets to give out to our homeless clients. Yeah, so a motorcycle jacket, as we know as motorcyclists, it keeps you warm and dry and got some added padding in there to keep you protected if you do come off, and that can be helpful for homeless guys and girls on the street in that jacket's going to keep them warm, keep them dry, give them some padding when they are rolling around in the back lanes or in the park. And keep them protected. And that's where it's fantastic. The Australian Motorcycle News and Mission Australia Winter Jacket Drive has been a huge success over the last 5 years, and we've had probably thousands of jackets that we've been able to give out to Australia's homeless people.
Thank you, Duncan. These jackets, it's wonderful to receive them. I know they're going to good homes. The people that need them are so excited to receive them. We're thrilled for the dinner tonight. Our participants can't wait to come together and meet you and share a meal. It's wonderful.
Well, mate, the jackets are all dropped off. Stage one complete. We've got to get this dinner ready on time.
Oh, yeah.
How's the beef? Come along.
Mate, this beef is sensational. Some of the best beef I've ever worked with.
You know what I can't believe is how generous all the people of Tasmania have been.
I know, like just opening up the doors and handing over the stuff, but it is for a good cause.
Absolutely. Well, 2 hours to go, mate, until the dinner, so get to it.
2 hours and then a wee scotch.
The table was set for a great evening, and the food was coming along nicely with the assistance of Julia.
So what makes this Thai? What gives it its Thai twist?
A little bit of red curry paste, coconut milk, and of course, my favourite, fish sauce. Never leave home without it.
Mushrooms were stuffed and scallops seared, and the rhubarb was a star in the apple crumble.
See, Gordy, I told you I'd find a use for the lavender.
What are you going to do with it?
Lavender custard for the rhubarb crumble.
Oh, that's a nice touch.
Thanks, mate.
With the food ready to roll, it was time for the dinner service. It was such a pleasure creating these wonderful dishes and seeing the faces on these guys trying something different and delicious. That was an absolute highlight. It had become apparent that even with over 70 years in the restaurant industry between the three of us, that this was the most rewarding and special dinner any of us had ever catered for. Handing out the jackets was very emotional. We couldn't believe how such a simple item could bring such a big smile to someone's face, to bring some joy into their day. And the jacket that Gordon's dad gave him found a much better home. This is a day that will stay with me forever. With the jackets delivered to Mission Australia and the 3-course dinner served and cleaned up, Gordon and I decided to head out and see some of the beautiful sights Tasmania has to offer. Time to enjoy the fresh open air on these beautiful Tasmanian roads. A quick trip over to Bruny Island was in order, so onto the Bruny Island ferry we rode, parked the bikes and took some time to take in the sights. All the while, Gordon and I were silently reflecting on the emotions we had felt last night delivering the jackets. I'm sure we were both thinking of what more we could do together with the Australian motorcycle community to help out Australia's homeless.
Hey, Dunk, check this out. Have you ever seen drive-through oysters?
Nah, come on, you're pulling my leg.
Yeah, man, check it out.
Hi, how you going?
Hi, how are you? Can I get a dozen oysters, please?
Sure can.
Fantastic. Wait till you check these out. I love fresh oysters. Cheers. Wow, look at these.
Check one over. Oh, how good is that? Can I have another one? Thanks, mate.
Tasmanian oysters, freshly shucked. I thought there was nothing better until Joe, the owner and farmer at Get Shucked, invited us out onto his oyster barge to see where these beautiful specimens are grown and to get a first-hand lesson on how to shuck a fresh oyster that is straight out of the crystal blue Tasmanian waters. Oh, this is fantastic. What a day. Joe took some time out of his busy life to tell us about the farm. He gets the oysters from other suppliers when they are only small and then grows them in the pristine waters of the Entrecasteaux Channel to grow them into fat oysters over 6 centimetres in length. The oysters are simply suspended from long float lines in trays and they filter nutrients out of the pure waters 24 hours a day. It takes around 4 to 6 months to produce a full, sweet-flavoured Pacific oyster. Joe supplies over 140,000 dozen high-quality oysters each year to the Australian market, and he does this with only 3 full-time staff. The guy's a genius. I've been buying Tasmanian oysters for the restaurant for years because I knew they were good, but now I understand why. It's a combination of 2 things: pristine conditions and local business operators who are dedicated and passionate about their product.
Mate, you're in for a treat, okay? Because, you know, back home in the restaurant, we always put nam jim with our seafood, and I want to make you a fresh nam jim with fresh oysters straight from the ocean. You ready?
Beautiful, can't wait.
Awesome. Okay, in here I've got some lime juice, a couple of cloves of garlic, some sugar, 2 chilies. You like it spicy?
Yeah, not too. Yeah, go for it.
Cool. And some coriander. We'll just rip that up, throw that in. This is my little trusty, my travel blender. And then of course, you know me.
Fish sauce.
Fish sauce, only the best.
Don't leave home without it.
That goes in, and then on top, like that. All right, get that in your gob.
Cheers.
How good is
That is sensational.
it? Pretty good, eh?
Sensational.
Have another one. You'll smell like garlic all day, mate.
Down the hatch. That is good.
So good.
That is good.
Thanks, mate.
Continuing the journey to South Bruny Island, I felt like I was in another world. Nature just seems to be untouched, with snow peaks on the mountains and fresh, cool air. We just rode and breathed it all in.
Hey Gordy, see that place over there? It's called Satellite Island. It's privately owned, mate. It's only inhabited by one house.
Yeah, mate, that's nice. But what about this? Hotel Bruni, about to be inhabited by one thirsty Scotsman.
All right, mate. Hotel Bruni it is.
Hotel Bruny is a popular place to stop on the island. They serve nothing but fresh Tasmanian produce, and it tasted fantastic. With our bellies full of hot smoked salmon, local fish, and even more fresh oysters, we lazily cruised down to the southern tip of the island, just caressing these very beautiful and powerful thunderbirds along this 15-kilometre dirt road. Nervous? Nah, you can take these things anywhere.
Hey Gordy, there's a lighthouse at the end of this road. I want to go have a look.
Yeah, no worries, mate. You know I'm always up for a nice romantic moment.
Whatever.
Constructed in 1838, Cape Bruny Lighthouse was the fourth built in Australia, and it's now the country's second oldest permanently staffed lighthouse. And I have to say, it was a good idea to build it. The coastline around here is pretty treacherous.
Hey Gordy, you're right there, mate. You're going a little bit slow. I think you're getting a bit old.
Yeah, mate. Just keep an eye. There's a car coming.
There's a bloke on the west side of the island who builds stuff out of fallen trees. Want to go check it out?
Yeah, bud. That sounds cool.
A keen motorcyclist and a man with a passion for the environment, Alex has made a living out of teaching people how to build accommodation from naturally fallen timbers to work together with the environment. This transportable picker's hut is where Alex calls home. He shared a few local stories over a hot cup of homebrewed coffee.
In 1777, when Captain Cook was on his last voyage around Australia, he was killed a few months later. The ship stopped in the bay just out here, and they restocked with water from this river.
On our way back to the northern side of the state, we found ourselves riding for hours through some of the twistiest roads we've ever ridden. I felt like turning back and doing it all over again, but someone was getting hungry.
Hey, Dunk, my stomach's talking to me. I need to get something to eat.
Well, the Hungry Wombat's just up here. They make the best burgers.
What, wombat burgers?
No, mate, beef burgers, and they're huge.
Why? What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
When travelling through parts of Tassie, you can go for hours without petrol and food. So when you're in Derwent Bridge, make sure you stop at the Hungry Wombat. It's a popular place for bikers to fill up the tanks, and don't worry, Glenn, a fellow motorcyclist, will make sure you don't leave hungry.
Oh, fantastic. Served. Check that out. Where's food at?
Yep, I told you they were huge. And I have to tell you, they were absolutely delicious too. With bellies full and hearts content, it was time to head to the west coast. Strahan is one of the most beautiful towns in Tasmania, and a trip on the Gordon River is a must when you have the chance to visit. It's something that's been on our to-do list for a very long time, and we picked the perfect day for it. This is an incredible and important part of Australia's history, and it's the stories of lives enriched and lives lost that all Australians should hear. Strahan is a destination to unwind and let your mind take you on a journey of past lives of loggers, sailors, and of course, the convicts. The Gordon River is stained black with tannins in the water, creating a mirror image that reflects the sky and trees surrounding it.
Mate, this would have to be one of the most tranquil places on earth. A cruise on the Gordon River. Unbelievable.
The Huon pine is world famous for being the best material to build boats, as it's a wood that will never rot. Huon pine takes many hundreds of years to reach maturity, growing only at 1 millimetre per year. The average age of the pines is 1,000 years old, and it was such a privilege to walk amongst these beautiful trees and to breathe in the crisp, fresh forest air. On the cruise back into Macquarie Harbour, we were taken to the convict settlement of Sarah Island, the toughest prison in Australia's history, which housed hundreds of prisoners at a time.
Hey Gordy, what do you reckon you could cook up on that?
Why, what is it?
That's the oven they used to cook for everyone on the island, mate.
Oh, really? Is it induction?
No, don't think so.
However, the prisoners who lived here turned the island into a thriving place of boat building and enterprise. There was one more place in Strahan that we had to visit. I've heard that if you have a vehicle, you just gotta go.
Hey, Dunk, you up for it?
Yeah, mate.
Now normally, this would be a great place to ride a dirt bike, but feeling so comfortable and confident on these Thunderbirds, well, you only live once. Riding along the beach gives you a sense of freedom. It completely invigorates and cleanses your soul.
Hey, Gordy, are you keeping an eye on the tide?
Hey, Dunk, check this out. This reminds me of back home.
It does have that look of Scotland.
Oh, mate, it's stunning. I'm homesick.
As I headed back into town to grab some supplies, Gordy tried his hand at a spot of fishing.
Look what I picked up from the market earlier.
So I fell in the river for nothing?
Well, yeah. How have you been enjoying the trip so far?
Oh, mate, been phenomenal.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, Tasmania is incredible.
The roads are so beautiful. Weather's been incredible.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking the other day, I know that when you grew up, it was your dad, right, who took you out, your first experience with bikes.
He had me on bikes at the age of 4. And yeah, he used to take me to the auctions as a kid. I used to stand at the auctions. He always told me, you know, you've got to keep your hands at your sides, you can't bid. If you put your hand up, you're going to have to buy it. And then, yeah, just grew up around bikes, watched my dad build bikes in the garage. Just had to be on 2 wheels. He taught me how to ride on a farm, on this gravel path. He took me up to the farm, and it was raining, like really hammering down. And my mum had said to him, take him up to the farm because he'll fall off on the farm and then he won't ever ride bikes. And we stayed up there for hours. We were drenched, but I didn't fall off. And he came back and he said to my mum, well, that's it, it's done. Damage is done, he's hooked. It's my life. Bikes are my life. Thanks to my dad.
And you know what? This whole trip, I've felt like he's been with us the whole way.
Yeah.
And I know this marks the passing of your dad. And you know what, mate? He's been with us. That's why the sun's been shining, and that's why the roads have been fantastic. For Douglas Brown, your father, I want to share a scotch with you, mate. And I want to enjoy this in the peace and serenity of Tasmania. And I know that your dad is with us right now, mate.
Yeah.
So here is to Douglas Brown.
To Doug. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Come on, what are you doing?
What? It's Nam Jim for the dressing.
The rolling hills on the north coast of Tasmania are home to some of the most beautiful scenery in the world. It's a dynamic part of Tasmania's agricultural success. It's also home to one of the world's finest whisky distilleries. Hellier's Road Distillery is Australia's largest single malt whisky distillery, and with the award of Best New World Whisky, Gordy and I just had to check it out for ourselves, and it did not disappoint. The centre is a great place to spend the afternoon. Apart from the view over the hills, it also has a gift shop, restaurant, tasting bar, and tours of the distillery where you can get up close and personal with the rich scent of liquid gold while it patiently waits to reach maturity. We met with Mark, the head whisky maker, to find out a little bit more about the distillery.
Mark, how many countries around the world are you distributing to now?
We're currently distributing into approximately 20 European countries, and we've just entered and sent our first product into Japan, but the country that's giving us the most support is here in Australia.
And what would you say makes Tasmania a special place for making single malt whisky?
Well, we've got beautiful clean water that comes up off the roaring 40s. We grow some wonderful grain, timber, but the most important ingredient for Hellier's Road Distillery are our people. So we're not going about just making a world-class single malt whisky, but we're taking a world-class single malt whisky business to the world.
And how would you say that the whisky from Hellier's Road Distillery compares to Scottish whisky?
Well, I think I better be the judge of that one.
Oh, okay then. Let's see.
Two bottles of that, thanks.
We only had a short time left before we had to head back to the Spirit of Tasmania for our journey home. Gordon and I thought it would be good to see something that isn't usually on the itinerary for a biker, but being the cultural kind of guys we are, we thought, why not? Tasmania has everything you need for growing European flowers, cool winters and moderate summers, good rainfall and rich soil. And with a strong Dutch influence in Tasmania, of course, there's going to be tulips.
Hey, Doug, what do you reckon?
It reminds me of when I was 18 living in Amsterdam. I spent most of my time picking tulips.
Picking tulips? Yeah, sure. That's what you spent your time doing about it.
I did! Hey mate, let's go check out that lighthouse on the hill.
Yeah, sure. Okay, change the subject again.
Well, I know you like lighthouses, so let's just move on and have a look.
Jeez, I can't imagine living up there.
Well, at least you get fit going up and down the stairs all day.
No, mate, I'm good. I'm happy sitting on 2 wheels, thanks.
Yep, I hear you. It is the best place to be, mate. Mate, this trip has been brilliant.
How many kilometres do you think we've done?
I lost count after the first 1,000, but I wouldn't do it with anyone else, mate.
Well, mate, you are my wingman.
Sorry, Maverick, you're mine.
The bikes are showing the battle scars of a long journey. We've met some incredible people along the way. People that make you feel proud to be an Australian. Delivering the jackets to the wonderful people at Mission Australia was something that we will never forget. To bring a smile to even one person's face and to bring some warmth into their lives made us realise that every kind act is worthwhile. Now, we just want to do more. Travelling these beautiful roads on a classic motorbike was a childhood dream, and doing all of these things with your best mate, now that's food for thought.
Guava.